Hi, I'm Mano Marks, and welcome to another Google Maps developer shortcut. Today we're going to be talking about earthquakes. Earthquakes are something that happen constantly around the world, obviously, and the US Geological Survey gives out a JSON feed that allows you to parse that data and put it into your applications so that you can get notifications of earthquakes as they're happening around the world. So I'm going to take you first through a demo of this application that I built, quick app that I built using storyboards and NS-JSON serialization, and then walk you through a little bit of the code. So this is my app here in the iOS simulator. You'll see here that I have a table view, and I click on the table view, and it loads up the Google Maps SDK for iOS and shows you the location. And if you click on the marker, it'll actually show you the title, which is the location in plain text, and there's a little snippet under there that says the magnitude. All right, so what does this look like in code? Well, first let's take a look at the JSON feeds. This is what it looks like in the browser. So this is just a data serialization format. But that's not really easy to look at. So let's just take a look at what it looks like in Sublime Text. So you see here, each line is an object in JSON. Now JSON is a format that's very familiar to JavaScript developers and is becoming a common data format for people working in mobile applications as well, because it's nice and compact and easy to parse. And a lot of operating systems, including Android and iOS, have developed native libraries for parsing it out. So basically, you're seeing here a dictionary of objects. It's key value pairs, very easy to sort through. So let's just take a look here in my code. I defined a NS URL for the URL for the feed. So that's this earthquakes usgsds.gov. I'm choosing all earthquakes in the last hour. And then when the view does load, it fetches the data. So there's a fetch data method here. And I create two arrays, quake array and marker array. And then I do a dispatch async, which is just part of just a way to fetch data from a URL. And I assign it to a queue, and then say create this NS data object at the URL that I specified, and then when you're done, go and run the fetched data method. And so here I've got fetch data method, which I passed in NS data. And then so what I do is I make this quake array. I initialize it with a initial capacity of 100, because I figure hopefully not over 100 earthquakes in the last hour all around the planet. And then here's the key piece here. I create a JSON object using NS-JSON serialization. And then I just say JSON object with object and response data, which is the data that I passed in to the method. And that returns to me an object that I can then just parse through looking for keys. It's a dictionary, basically, that I can then parse through and create other dictionaries out of the different objects, and then use that data in my application. So here you see I'm just going through the latest earthquakes object, which is in this array, and then creating dictionaries or parsing out strings for each of the different objects. And then what I do is I then assign the the array to the table view as the data source, and I reload the table. And then because I'm using a storyboard, and you can see my last shortcut on doing storyboards, I prepare the object, I prepare for the segue by basically passing in an object that then gets passed to the next view controller, which is EQ view controller, and that then parses out the GMS camera position from the object and creates a marker at that location. So you can see that working with JSON in Objective-C is actually a very simple process. That the key thing here is NS-JSON serialization, which provides you with some native support, and that allows you to use web services in your application and publish them in like I did. So that's all I've got for today. Thank you for coming to our shortcut, and we'll see you next week.